Hey everyone, what's up? How y'all doing? So I got another Quarry here for you guys. I have so much Quarry tech, well not so much, but more like a few really complex pieces of Quarry tech that I've been keeping to myself. Just because I wanted to wait until an actual Quarry had been kind of talked about in public, like the first working Quarry had been made before I showed any of this stuff. And now that Myron's done that, I can show you guys the Quarry I've been working on. Yeah, so big thanks to Myron. Just seriously, this Quarry, his Quarry, just, well, obviously his Quarry, but this Quarry wouldn't be close to existing without him. I was ready to give up, and he came in and was like, no, we can do this, here's how, and yeah. Awesome guy. I'll link his video to his first working Quarry. Yeah, so in his video, I think he actually mentioned Redstone Jazz might be coming out with like a more efficient version sooner, and that's what this is. This is the version I've been talking to him about. So yeah, I'll show a short time lapse of this thing. No, it won't. It's not going to be mining the whole cube. That would actually take 3 days. I'll talk about all the timing of this thing and like stats like that in a second, but it's just mining part of the wall. So yeah, here's a short little time lapse of the thing working. Alright, there you go. So that time lapse was actually at 64 times speed, so this thing's actually quite a bit slower than that. So yeah, how it works is there's a few different parts to this. There's a docking station, block collection, block kind of like a wall collection, and then row collection. And then it moves, what is this? X direction movement and Z direction movement. The Z direction is just side to side here, and it'll move forward, well, yeah, into the X direction every time it finishes eating a row here. And then I'll talk about the end of the row detection a little bit. Yeah, I'm just trying to divide up into parts what I'll be talking about. So anyways, this one gets unloaded over here. This is kind of like the row retriever thing, and this kind of idea for just how this this type of Quarry was conceived of by Myron. So again, go check out his video. So then this will retrieve the row of blocks from the kind of main wall eater, the primary wall eater. The retrieval wall eater will go off on its own. Then the main wall eater will go off again and will collect another row of blocks. So that thing, has little slime blocks on the front, and then down here, this is a pushable kind of like wall eater returner. So when the wall eater lands here, this thing will kind of change the wall eater in a way, move the redstone blocks, update it, and send it off in the other direction. And now, this thing will have some blocks on it. There you go. Yeah, so this thing doesn't use any stationary control systems, which is what should make it significantly faster than the design Myron was showing. Anyways, what happens is this thing will dock here, and then this there's a timer on this thing, and about once this machine has docked, this machine will take off, the retrieval wall eater, and will be sent off and get the next row of blocks from here. Yeah, so actually, yeah, I'm gonna come back once this thing's returning with this. Actually, I'll talk about the wall detection next. The wall detection, the first thing you'll notice here is this row of cobblestone blocks, and that's because for my wall detection system to work, which isn't counting based, but is actually just an update detector, just recognizing when the wall has been completely kind of eaten, consumed, mined. It needs some way to make sure that the level that it's detecting the blocks from, so in this case it's detecting the 5th level up, it needs to be absolutely sure that, of course, this level represents the all other levels. And by that I mean, if I didn't have the quarry completely filled in with cobblestone here, there's a chance, as you can see if I fly over here, up here and just look at the wall, once this thing's out of the way, that you'll see some of the arms have eaten further inward, than other segments of the arms. And so I need to be sure that the entire wall has been mined before this thing moves forward, and that's what the cobblestone wall does, or the cobblestone layer in here does. And then on the very back I just have some unmovable blocks on the end. So yeah, and then that's kind of how I ensure the security of the end of the wall detection working. And then the system I use, I'll get to the how it actually moves forward in a second. Right now I'll talk about how I unload it, which is pretty simple. This isn't anything different from what Myron was doing, really. I just kind of reshaped it. So I have one wither positioned in the center here. The blocks all kind of get fed in 3 rows like this. This is the one part of the quarry that I've already shown to you guys. So this thing flies in here, it'll dock, the blocks will get pulled off it and pushed up through these conveyor belts, and then fed into the wither cage, where snowballs will shoot at the wither, and then the wither destroys the blocks and they fall into here. And you can see in here, you actually have like iron, coal, all different types of blocks. One thing that'd be cool is I should have actually done this, is filter out like the coal and use it to smelt the iron. So this thing would have been like an iron golem free iron farm, or well, besides this guy, but like a natural iron farm. Yeah, I didn't even bother to get the animals out of there. So you can see the blocks get pushed up and they get pushed in, and this guy breaks them like that. Pretty straightforward. Alright, so now I need to, I'll be right back. I'm going to cut the video, but I need to get this thing to a point where we can watch what happens when it gets to the end of the wall here. And before I get into the end of the line detection, which should be like the most complex and for me just the most satisfying part, just because it's a lot of high-tech slimestone that actually works. It took a lot of trial and error to get there, but anyways, so here's the stats for this thing. Mine's a block about every 2.1 seconds. I didn't show you guys the stats already, did I? I've taken a few cuts of this video and I can't remember now. But the whole quarry would take about 3 days to finish, which is why I only did part of a wall for the time lapse. And then in total there's 120,000 blocks in this cube here, so that's why I just have all these chests here. I think these chests are a bit short of being able to hold. Yeah, these chests are probably a lot short of being able to hold everything. But yeah, anyways, okay, I've set up the quarry now so that there's only 1 row of blocks in each kind of cut of the area here. So a lot of stuff's gonna happen. First thing is, this is the edge detector, so blocks gonna get picked up here, that piston updates, and everything here gets moved forward. So first that thing gets pushed forward, then that flying machine is sent off, the wall eater's returned, and then that flying machine sort of bay here is pushed forward as well. This is the signal flying machine. So whenever it's time to move this side of the quarry forward, this side is right where the detector is, so it moves itself forward, but this side needs to be told, hey, your other half has moved forward, you need to move forward as well. And that's what this thing is doing. So take a step back and you can kind of watch the whole thing. So you'll see the signal flying machine bays, everything over there gets pushed forward, and then the signal flying machine returns, and it has also been pushed forward by a whole block, so it's in line with its bay over there. Yeah, and then same drill as usual. This thing comes up, collects all the blocks, and goes back to where it was. And the cycle repeats. So there's a lot of complex stuff going on here, especially in here. Lots of inward-facing pistons and slimestone going on. So I think it's pushed forward, and over there you'll see this as well, that I have some upright pistons like this, and these prevent what I just call jitter. And jitter is when I pull the wall eater forward, there's a few pistons that aren't being directly powered but are being bud powered. So when it gets pulled forward, those pistons try to extend. And that's what these non-sticky pistons are here for. They stop the thing from jittering about, and it stops those pistons from extending as it's being moved forward. So these are kind of like a safety precaution. Most of the stuff on this side, this is just the docking bay that I showed earlier that returns it. Yeah, you can see we have the signal machine here coming in again. And then this whole thing gets moved forward, it does its thing, and then it'll push this glass block here, and this piston, when it gets updated, will push everything over here forward. This isn't the wall eater pusher that Redbone stuff devised, but this is a more stable and more compact one that I'm using. So here, I'll watch this time. So yep, everything gets pushed forward there. I got some pistons on the wall eater to make sure it gets pushed forward correctly. Everything on this side gets pushed forward as well. This is here actually. If I take out this piston here, that sticky piston is what signals this one over here to be sent off. So if I put this back in here, what will happen is this redstone block will get pushed into this piston will push this glass block into this piston, updating it, and that's what will cause this kind of wall eater machine returner to send this thing back off. And yeah, so that's most of the Quarry tech I had to invent for this thing. So it should, I think it's like, like more efficient and faster, and I suppose there's less sort of stationary building to do, less cleanup to do afterwards. Well, not really, but it doesn't use any stationary control systems. So if I put this back in here, yep, this wall eater will get sent back off. And now actually, this thing may break. I need to do that. Taking out that redstone block will stop this thing from returning, because the retriever, well, I guess the primary wall eater here has to be docked and stationary before this thing retrieves the blocks from it. So yeah. Alright, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about with the Quarry. So yeah, world download if you guys want to mess around with this, look at some of the slime block stuff I've done. This is easily the most complex stuff I've done with slime blocks, and it got really messy, a lot of trial and error. So yeah, please enjoy. Right, that's about it. Yeah, it's really late at night right now, and I'm having trouble articulating my thoughts on this thing. Well, anyways, I'll see all you guys later with another video. Probably more Quarry tech too. Yeah, this isn't near the final state, by the way. There's still a lot of room for improvement with the Quarry here. Getting most of this stuff into an area and shape that doesn't require a lot of building, doesn't require a lot of mining out of areas. I think there might be I've been thinking about a version that mines from the top down. Redbone stuff has been talking about it too. Not sure if it's possible, but I'll get to work on that and get back to you guys. Lots of headway that can be made with the whole Quarry system here. Alright, I think that's where I'll cut out there, so yep. See y'all later with another video. Okay, bye.